It's all going off for Manchester United in the transfer window. January is finally coming to life. We have ins, we have outs, we have updates on players coming into Manchester United that are confirmed. We have got outs of the surprise nature, which we didn't see coming in Casemiro. Really interesting update on him and the possibility of him heading out to Rome as well. What is it with Italy and Manchester United at the moment? Is it like the only place we can do business right now? It's like, what can we do? We can't get rid of players. Let's go to Serie A and everything can get sorted. Wow, we've got so much to get through as well. Updates on Dorgu, everything else with Garnacho as well. All of your transfer dealings, anything to do with Manchester United, completely up to date. And to be honest, I think there's only one place to start. And it is the first time that we can actually say,
here we go.
Manchester United have made a signing in January. I know we brought Diego Leon on, but he isn't coming right into the club until the summer. So I'm going to just go, what's happened to my hair first of all? Jesus Christ, where's my head gone? I got that excited by the bloody transfer news that my hair's gone all over the place. I tell you what, that's what you get from a Romano. Shock to the system, United spending money in January. Anyway, I don't know. I got no answer for you. Let's just move on. But here we go. Manchester United, Aiden Heaven. That's where we're starting with the update today. You'd have seen it. It was reported out earlier on. Fabrizio Romano has retweeted his post from about 5 days ago. No, actually, it's a bit less, actually. He was the one that broke it, first of all, that Manchester United had contacted Arsenal for the signature or to find out the conditions for Academy 18-year-old central defender Aiden Heaven, and this has moved extremely quickly. I am creating more content on this and the situation with Arsenal's Academy players and Manchester United. There's another bit of content that's going to be coming out later on anyway, but yeah, United have actually made the move. It is a real deal. It is actually happening. And like the man just said himself there, here we go. Manchester United, done deal, done and dusted. This one is all wrapped up. Romano reads, Aiden Heaven to Manchester United. Here we go. Exclusive story from last week confirmed as 18-year-old centre-back set to leave Arsenal and join Manchester United. Medical booked after he rejected a deal from Arsenal and Eintracht Frankfurt. Agreement being formally sealed. It will be a minimal fee paid with the scholarship contract changing hands, and Aiden Heaven will be a Red, joining his former teammate Chido Obi Martin in the ranks at Manchester United. He is more developed and further along the development line than what Chido Obi Martin is, by the way. And this is the significant thing with this signing, where you look at it and go, well, it's just an academy player. It's another one of them signings for Manchester United. Not the case at all, because when you look at everything in this deal, and there's a few people now reporting that Manchester United signing Aiden Heaven isn't just to bump up the ranks of the academy players. The 18-year-old is actually seen as a first-team player. And that's coming from the Academy Scoop online. There's a few other reports talking about it as well. Manchester United have reached full agreement with Arsenal to sign 18-year-old defender Aiden Heaven. Heaven is considered a first-team signing and will provide competition to cover for Lisandro Martinez. Competition and cover for Lisandro Martinez. That left centre-back role. Somebody else to come in there. 18-year-old. He played and featured in Arsenal's pre-season tour. He actually played against Manchester United on pre-season tour in that first game. Well, no, it wasn't. It was I think it was the SoFi Stadium actually in LA where we played Arsenal. It was, yes. So he featured in that game and played half the game. Played very well. He has had first team debuts. He has been involved in the matchday squads this season as well. He's been on the cusp, but a deal has now been struck. Like Romano said, he has turned down offers from Germany. He has turned down another approach from Arsenal. Arsenal lose another academy player. He wanted more game time. He wanted first team opportunities. I don't know if United have promised him this. I don't know if this is what has prompted him to go to Manchester United. This just looks like the way that deals are being done right now. Over the last 5 years, we've seen all of these types of deals, like Players like Jude Bellingham going to Manchester United and wanting a certain amount of game time, then going to Dortmund because he didn't get it at Manchester United. All of the academy players now are looking at this, and the agents have got a big part to play in this. This is the way that things are going. Whether you like it or not, PSR is driving this. PSR is fully driving this, because what you have got here is a player, very cheap, very good, very sought after, at the right age, on cheap money, coming through a scholarship contract, which is cheaper, and first team signed deals, which are on minimal wages for the next few years. Manchester United, if them players do not make it, have then got the opportunity to sell these players on. They will try and develop players from an early age, which is why Leon is in at 17, Aiden Heaven in at 18, Obi Martin 17 as well. We've got our other academy players coming through, like Ibrahimoff at 16 as well. These will be nurtured through into their early 20s and then classed as homegrown talent players because they've been at the club for a certain amount of time. Worst case scenario, United have got a cash pot there with homegrown talents and are able to sell these players on. They don't want to, obviously they want them to prosper. They want them to come through and feature in the first team. And it does look like Manchester United have really bolstered their defensive ranks with what's going on. We obviously talked about Patrick Dorgu this morning and what he is bringing to Manchester United, his versatility, another young player at 20. Manchester United's average age is plummeting down at the moment, but it is true when they say Aiden Heaven is seen as a first team player. He will be integrated in. So we have now got two 18-year-old first team players at centre-back in Manchester United squad. Well, 19, Lenny Yoro has just turned 19, obviously. But our defence is full of teenagers right now. And this is the way that Manchester United are moving forward. They are looking for these deals. They are way behind in how this works and how everything around academies and players coming through and PSR prospects are coming through. They're miles behind it, but they are catching up very, very quickly. And a lot of work is going on behind the scenes with the scouts, with the recruitment team. Obviously, the drive for academy players to come through and be let go and pushed out on loan. We talked this morning, Manchester United holding on to Harry and Mass as well as bringing in Dorgu. You've got Luke Shaw coming back at the end of next month as well into Manchester United's defence. Our ranks are being bolstered and we are getting a deeper squad of players in at Manchester United. And we have got prospects coming through by the bucket load at the moment. Aiden Heaven is seen as one of the brightest and one of the best coming forward at Arsenal. Leadership qualities, speed, skill, agility, strength. He puts his whole game. If he was to describe his game, I've seen a video earlier on. I have got snippets of that video coming out in the content later on as well around this Arsenal and Manchester United sort of two tit for tat in terms of academy players situation. But he actually described his game around power, and that's his game. He's still got to develop yet. He's 6'2" now. Obviously, I don't think he's going to get much taller, but 6'2", 6'3", defender, 18-year-old, developing as already, featuring in every single game. Brilliant passer of the ball as well. That's one thing that's come from Arsenal Academy's report on him. He's an excellent passer of the ball, so he's definitely going to benefit Manchester United. Another fast centre-back, tall and strong. I think this is where we're at. Academy players coming through at Arsenal, they have prospered, and there is a few come through, but when you look at the centre-back situation, you're not really going to dislodge the likes of Saliba and Gabriel. Your time is going to be limited, and I think this is why the likes of maybe Obi Martin looking at the situation, not getting his chance at Arsenal, or not being thought of, United taking advantage of that and bringing him in. Same with Aiden Heaven as well. In this situation, it seems he feels like there is a better opportunity at Manchester United. Whether or not there is money more exchanged or whatever, there's a better deal on the table at United, I think it's still cheap and within Manchester United's means, and he's a player there that is going to feature possibly. Will we see him this season? I've no idea at the moment, but all we need to know is that this deal is done. It is a here we go. It is Manchester United signing another player, and it does look like now, with what's happening with Patrick Dorgu, like Aiden Heaven is going to be the third signing this January for Manchester United. All in the very young bracket. A 17-year-old, an 18-year-old, and with Dorgu, a 20-year-old coming in to bolster Manchester United's defensive ranks. Let's get into the chat and see what you think about this one. Is this the right type of transfer business for United? Are you happy that we are looking at these types of players, spending minimal money on prospects and younger players coming through that haven't really had much experience in the Premier League or first-team football? Is this the right way to go? I would say, in terms of this deal right now, with what we've got in defence already, I think it's ideal, personally, just to put my thought out there. 18-year-old, not really playing first-team football just yet, but obviously has the time now to break through into United side as well. With what we've got already, I think this is ample cover, and I feel pretty much tells you that Manchester United will not be going out this summer and buying a centre-back. You've got Godwill Kakonki, who's training with the first team. You've just brought in Aiden Heaven. You've got Lenio at 19. Everybody else at Manchester United, the oldest defender in that centre-back situation right now is Harry Maguire. He has signed his one-year extension or trigger. He is seen as a senior player. Lissandro Martinez, mid-20s, same as Matthias de Ligt as well. I just said Lenny Yoro there. Mazraoui can play there as well. Luke Shaw can play on the left as well if needed. We've actually got a little bit of depth by the looks of it. I think it's smart business from Manchester United, definitely. Seriously, we are paying players to go on loan to another club. That is usually what happens on loan. You get a bit of the money paid. I'm just getting into the comment section now. Already 150 likes in there. Enough. Thank you. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you have subscribed to Forever United TV, everybody. Over 1,400 in the room at the moment. I'm happy anytime we take prospects away from rivals. City more, Arsenal. Rivals cry more, Arsenal. Sorry, not City. Let's see. The future's bright. The future's tango. Tango? Shaw won't last 4 games. We need to forget about him. Look, he's just there, innit? That's all. We can't deal with Shaw until the summer. It's as simple as that. So let's just look at him as a player that may be able to come on for 10, 15 minutes in a game here and there, maybe, just to see out games with a bit of experience. I don't know. I don't know how he's looking at it, Ruben, but there's something there, isn't there, in Luke Shaw, definitely, to feature in these little spot appearances in games. I've got to look at it that way, because I think that's how Ruben's looking at it, I feel, anyway, because that's how Shaw started this season. Whether or not he can manage that, that's another story. We will see, won't we? I hope this puts an end to Maguire in the summer. I can now see what United are doing. Young players are the key to our long-term success. That's it, Gehan. At least they're there, mate. At least United have got the players coming through, so a decision can be made about the senior and the older players when it comes to it. We have got cover, and that, I think, is key in all of this, in making the bigger decisions, in letting players go that are on the bigger money. Hey, and I'll tell you what, Manchester United's wage bill after this summer, compared to what it was last summer, starting into going into last summer, Ineos's first transfer window, and seeing where we're at the end of the second transfer window, which is this summer, and looking at the wage bill difference, is going to be absolutely crazy. It's going to be nearly halved going the way we are at the moment with the players that are going to be outed by the club. Brian says, this could be the modern version of Dennis Irwin when it comes to taking away from a rival club. Yeah, we used to be the masters at it, but we're just doing it a little bit younger now. My God, why is everyone happy with these academy players who won't be playing in the first team anytime soon, maybe after 2 years? Because we see a future of the football club and a plan, mate. That's why. This is something that we've never seen before. We can't moan about quick fixes and first team players coming in on mega money, and then when we start building for the future properly, start moaning as well. It's one way or the other. There will be an in-between, but like we said all along in this window, there isn't any targets really there for United to get that they want to this January. So they're getting what they can, I think, saving the money for the summer, and that's when you will get the players to come in that are really going to make a difference right now. But to have young players coming through and to be buying in young players that are going to be the future of this football club and feel like there is a stability within Manchester United, it is a good feeling, and we should be jumping all over it. We should be happy as United fans right now that the club are looking towards the future and are planning ahead. This is important to keep the fans on board and give the fans something to actually feel like, you know what, maybe it is all about football. Maybe it is about what happens on the pitch. Planning 10 years in advance, that's something that we've never seen at Manchester United. Mr. Dacia Sandero, hi Adam, it's great that we are recruiting players for the future and in some cases for now, but it's the experienced players that we need to add to this. Really great to see the landscape changing. I think experienced players at the right price and right quality is what people are going to really judge Ineos on, and I think that will come in the summer. I think the second summer in, like I said, is going to be it's going to be a big one. It's going to be bleeding crazy. Let's be honest. It really is. And I feel like United right now, they've got the younger development coming through. They've got a lot of prospects, a lot of young players. If we move players on, which we're going to talk about in a minute actually, and get the old guard out, then this is going to be a completely different Manchester United side. It really is. Ginny says, as long as we don't get relegated before they get to the first team, Adam, as we can get relegated next season unless we address a lack of goals and our pathetic forward play. It will be addressed, mate. We're not going to get relegated this season. I think a couple of wins and a bit of movement now, we're definitely moving away. I think we will finish round about 10th or 9th or something like that. I think after this window, a bit of recruitment, couple of signings in, maybe a couple of loans or something like that by the end of this week. I know I'm clutching at straws, but literally we are about to sign 2 players for definite in Dorgu and Aiden Heaven. I know they're not Heaven's not going to feature that much, not this season anyway, but Dorgu will. And if we bring in a loan forward or someone to help out up front, then you know what? Maybe we can get more out of this season. Maybe we can just push up further up the league table. Big thing is that Europa League, and obviously we've got a game again. I'm at Carrington again tomorrow, in fact, just to let you all know. So I'll be checking out the training squad and who's actually in training before they head out for Romania tomorrow night. So at Carrington tomorrow morning after the live show, so I'll keep you updated from there on what's going on in and around Manchester United. I'll ask a few questions again just to see. Obviously, we've only a few days to go. If there is anything I can drag out of anyone in there or any sort of rumours, we'll see. I'll keep you up to date with everything as always. But yeah, that game on Thursday is massive for Manchester United. Just to maybe, do you know what? We're going to take a couple of younger players out there to Romania. Maybe it is a chance with us pretty much being already through. But I think Ruben will want to just solidify that top 8 spot. Obviously, United comfortably there now in 4th place. One more win, finishing this whole league phase unbeaten with, what will it have been? It'll be 5 wins and 3 draws if we can beat Steaua Bucharest. It looks relatively, I'm not going to say I'm going to be blown away by that, but it's where United should be. Going unbeaten in 8 and continuing Ruben's 100% record in Europe. I think little things like that are big and key for United going forward. So we'll see who's in that squad and we'll see who actually is going to be moving forward in all of this. Let's see what else we've got. I'm just checking if there is anything else before we go into... No, I think we're okay. Let's get into the Casemiro news. Now, you did see at the bottom of your screen as well, Casemiro, we've been waiting. We've been wondering why nothing has happened all month. And I mean all month. Like I said in yesterday's video, Casemiro hasn't featured for Manchester United all year. 2025 has been dead. And obviously this is the transfer window opening at the turn of the year to where we are now. He's been an unused substitute for 6 straight games. Ruben doesn't want to use him. Why are United not moving Casemiro on? What's going on? Well, we've finally, with 6 days left of the window, finally got a little bit of movement. Now, Sky are reporting, so the first report on this came out earlier on regarding Sky Italy. And Sky Italy Sky Italy were reporting that Roma are looking into and have asked Manchester United to the conditions for taking Casemiro on loan until the end of the season. Now, Sky Italy have said this, then Sky Sports have come back and said, obviously they work side by side, Sky Sports Germany, Italy, they all work together. So their colleagues over, you will hear them say that on Sky, our colleagues over in Italy, our colleagues over in Germany and so on, I've said that Manchester United have been approached by Roma, and this is what they said. Casemiro is open to a move to Roma, and Manchester United are willing to let him leave on loan before the window closes. That's come straight from Sky Sports. So this could now move very, very quickly, and we could now start seeing the likes of Casemiro going and not being, well, let's just say the likes of Casemiro going out of the door. Now, what has been said was Roma are evaluating signing Casemiro if Leandro Paredes leaves. Manchester United want to sell him, but may be open to a loan move this month. Now, Damasio has come out and said that. Sky Italy are also saying that. He works side by side with Sky Italy, just so you know. And then now Sky in England, Sky Sports, are also reporting that he's open to a move. And what deal gets made, I don't know. They're going to have to work quite quickly on this one and negotiate fast on Casemiro's wages and how much of his huge wage they are going to cover. It's a very similar situation to the one that we've got with Marcus Rashford right now. So put it this way, Manchester United staff and recruitment team and everyone at the football club better get ordering some pizzas in for deadline day, because there's going to be overtime at United in trying to negotiate all of these deals in the last week of the window. Let's not forget, we're still waiting around on the Garnacho situation to develop as well. But the biggest and the most significant movement today so far, apart from Dorgu looking like he's done and United getting a here we go with Aiden Heaven from Arsenal, is Casemiro does now look likely to move from Manchester United this month. They're actively trying to push it. Like, honestly, a player like Casemiro needs to be moving on. He needs to be playing games. It's embarrassing for him. It's embarrassing for United. It's not helping Ruben Amorim. For all parties and for the sake of everybody involved, I think this is right. I think we do need to start seeing these players moved on loan. And even if it is just till the end of the season so we can then deal with it better in the summer. Right now, if there is a player that isn't playing and isn't going to be used, let's give maybe an opportunity to a player to come through from the academy again. Like Toby Collier has taken his chances and is now ahead of Casemiro. You know what I mean? So players like that, I think, will get more and more game time at Manchester United. And really now we're seeing United making space for young prospects to come through and actually get an opportunity to play for the football club. I'm disappointed we haven't been able to move Victor Lindelof on. I know he's back in training, but this would make the room for the likes of Godwill Kakonke, maybe even Aiden Heaven, to come through into the matchday squads and be given a bit more of a chance to come on and get some game time. That's how I feel about it. Obviously, right now, with the European games coming up, and you can take 10 substitutes to European games, that's what UEFA allow you. So we could see Godwill, we could see Aiden Heaven making first team appearances in matchday squads. We could see any of them come through. We talk about Obi Martin as well, possibly making an appearance. So I think opportunity knocks right now for a lot of these players. And if there are players like Casemiro or even Lindelof, we don't know yet, and there may be something in the offing, but Tyrell Malacia, like I said, another defender that's not going to be there. Maybe that's the space for Arian Mas to come through. Maybe if Casemiro leaves, I don't know if Dangor is ready to come into the first team, but you never know, it might make room for another academy player coming and making the matchday squad. Or, in fact, give us that room to loan in somebody and actually have them on the bench and be useful for Ruben Amorim instead of a player he clearly does not want to use. And I think that's the situation where we're at right now. United have to recognise that Ruben's not using these players for a reason, and they need to go out and find the right players for him and work overtime. Because let's be honest, right now, Ruben Amorim is trying to work with his hands tied behind his back and perform miracles at this football club. And if Ineos can do anything and the club can sort something out in this window to help him in any way, shape or form, get it done. Just get out there and make things happen for him. I said it, I think this week was going to be absolutely crazy. I had a feeling today was going to be mental. It already is, and I think it's only going to get more exciting as the day goes on. And I'll keep you informed with everything that is happening with all of these deals that are going on. Casemiro, with obviously, we know that Aiden Heaven is going to be coming through, and that's a done deal, but we're waiting for that full confirmation next from Patrick Dorgu as well. That is going to come, but real significant moves today from Manchester United, it would seem. I do want to get your opinions on Casemiro right now. If it came to it, United had to spend a little bit of money in paying Casemiro a little bit of his wage to go and play elsewhere for the sake of Ruben Amorim, who isn't using him, and making that space for someone else to come in on loan, maybe. Is that worth it? Would you take it? Does Casemiro have to leave Manchester United? Or would you keep him there just in case? Because some people still think that Casemiro can do a job. Some people think that you can see something in Casemiro still, and that experience could come in vital in some big games coming up towards the back end of the season. Ruben clearly doesn't see it though. I think the biggest tell for me that Casemiro was done was when Collier was coming on in the hour of need against Arsenal in the first game of the year. And he's never looked back. Second game of the year, sorry. He's never looked back from there, Ruben Amorim. He knows that he can trust Toby Collier. He's getting more and more game time. He's getting starts now. And that's the end of Casemiro. I think it's necessary. We do have a poll running that has been running throughout the show. By the way, we've got over 2,000 in the room again. Second live today that's got over 2,000 people in watching with us. Thank you so much for your report or support even. Please get the likes in and make sure that you have subscribed to the channel as well. Help us along in our journey to hit that 75k. That poll has just finished up now, and we asked you, are you happy with the signing of Heaven from Arsenal? 58% of you have said yes. 33% said not sure, and no, 8% totally understand the unsure ones because you've never seen the kid play and you don't know enough. Totally get that. Welcome to the Members Club, Zeus. We have a mythical god in our midst today, everybody. At the United TV, good to see Amorim using Collier over Casemiro, in my opinion. Yeah, very, very true. Very true. Get some more in, please, on this. I'd imagine Lingard returning would be in Pogba's terms, so they can dance about and act like absolute CUNTs in the dressing room after we lose a game at Old Trafford. No. I said before, I'm not having Pogba back at Man United. It does not work in any way. Lindelof is a positive influence in training and dressing room. Casemiro looks like he's checked out. The influence on the mentality should be a priority. Totally disagree with that, Thomas. I think he has been a big problem at Manchester United in that he has stopped players coming through. He has been there just lingering around doing minimum, and we need to be moving players like this on. I think get rid of Lindelof, get rid of Casemiro. We don't need them. We really don't need them. And if that creates an opportunity for United to go out and loan a better player in because of the wages that we can save, even if we loan Lindelof, we can't loan Lindelof out. We have to sell him because he's in the last 6 months. But if this generates anything at all for United, we have to push it forward. Get Lindelof out, get Casemiro out, get Rashford out, get whoever out that is going to help United bring in players that we can use. You've got 3 first-team full internationals there that are not doing jack shito for Manchester United, that are in the way. Move them out of the way and just go get to work and get somebody in who can give Ruben Amorim that extra bit of, I don't know, maybe a bit of an attacking zest, a different option, something different in midfield, a different defender, whatever it needs to be. That's what it is. And you know what? I get what people are saying. I do, but let's just see. Interesting tweet that's just come out, actually. Daniel De Rossi has been speaking. When I see players these days do Instagram videos from the locker room before a game, I'd like to take a baseball bat to their teeth. A good old professional footballer. That's what that is. Yeah. So Instagram videos before the game. All of this modern day footballer, I think De Rossi can get away with that sort of comment, tongue-in-cheek, pardon the pun. But yeah, you wouldn't really have much of a cheek if De Rossi's seen you with a phone and you were doing a selfie or a little video on Instagram, would you? But I think this is it, isn't it? Like, in terms of players and what's changed in the world, I think that there just popped up on my feed there. It's quite amusing. And that's why I don't think you're going to see the likes of Pogba at Manchester United. Definitely not. I think it is all about everything right now with players under Ruben Amorim. It's not just what they do on the pitch. It's about what they do in and around the football club. He's made that point very, very clear. And if players are not willing to change to fit in with what he wants, then you ain't going to get any change out of him. And that is going to be you sat on the bench or rotting away in some, I don't know, some corner at Carrington like Marcus Rashford is right now. Fix it. I'm praying that something comes out regarding Marcus Rashford's future quite soon, actually. We could do with a big update. Thomas says, I also agree that moving Perma injured, demotivated players on is super exciting for getting new young blood into the team. Got you, mate. Don't worry, Thomas. We love a good debate. I've just got a serious issue with Lindelof. Everybody knows it, mate. It kind of gets in the way a little bit of a proper analysis, but I think he's an excuse master. I've seen through him after a couple of years at United. I really did. I just think it's always someone else's fault with him. I don't rate him, and I think players like that have been the issue at Manchester United for years. Why is he still here? He's hardly featured. He's not good enough, and that's the problem. Move him on. Get him out of the way. He's gone, and the end of that sort of player era is over this summer. I know that because he'll be leaving anyway. But I just look at I'm not saying he's not professional or anything. I just don't rate him as a player. But I'm looking at the needs must right now. You've got a man that's sinking with this team right now. You should be, as an ownership model, doing absolutely everything you possibly can every day of this window to try and help this guy out. And that's what's needed. And if they don't, then they will get the reaction like what Sir Jim Ratcliffe got outside of Fulham, with fans calling him all sorts of names. And there's quite a really uncomfortable situation, that video, when you watch it back. But that is what's going to come. And then you get letters from Musk coming out as well, from the fan base, about season tickets and everything like that. Look, make it seem that you are actually looking at the football side of things. Try and give yourself a little bit of a stance in this argument here, Ineos, is what I'm saying. Because right now, if you don't back this manager, a manager that's every single Manchester United fan is behind, you're going to make it worse for yourselves. Do we need to move Casemiro on this window? That's the latest poll right now. Get voting on that one. We'll leave that one running till the end of this video. A yes or no answer, please, everybody. 7% of you have said no. Keep him. 94. No, it's gone down to 94% now are saying move Casemiro on. He needs to move on this window. In terms of Patrick Dorgu, all there is more now is we're waiting for the confirmation. When Romano does do his cryptic clues like he did this morning, we have known that the Dorgu sort of communications and talks with Manchester United and Lecce have usually finished round about mid-afternoon. So I expect by this evening that we will have a full update on the situation with Patrick Dorgu as well and what's happening there. Interesting, like I said this morning as well, with Harry Amas and the academy players and what's happening with that. There is a report in the Athletic about Garnacho and him being one of many wingers that Chelsea are looking at right now. Still no official bid. Now, we've been told there was a bid, there wasn't a bid. There was no official bid for Garnacho. That's the stance right now. It's not changed from this morning, just to keep you up to date. Chelsea are interested. We know that, but clearly not interested enough to formally put a bid in. That's the situation where we're at with him right now. We talked this morning a little bit about how Diego Maradona's son is trying to message him to get him to come to Napoli. Napoli are still in talks with United, but they've been told it's 65 million euros or do one. Whether Conte pushes the club into signing Garnacho yet before the window shuts, I don't know. But time is running out, and what really looks like a situation where United were haggling the price before, I think is turning into a situation where time is running out more now, and United don't have a replacement lined up for Garnacho. Every day that goes by is a day that Garnacho is staying at Manchester United. I don't think they have enough time to bring anybody else in. There's too much going on. We've got 2 games to play in this last week before the window shuts as well. So we're going to need Garnacho because, like we said, we've still not brought anybody else in. We're missing players and we've got injuries everywhere. So Garnacho, honestly, I don't see him moving right now. Unless we hear something, I would say, honestly, right now, I think it's an earlier kickoff against Steaua Bucharest on Thursday. I'm sure it is. I'm not 100%, so I'll look at it in more detail closer. But I think by Friday, I think we'd need to know. At least by Friday, because you're going into the week. Like Sunday, we're playing Crystal Palace at Old Trafford. We're going to need Garnacho in that game. If there was any bid coming in or anything significant, the person who was bidding would not want Garnacho playing this weekend, one day before the window shuts. So I think we need to know something by Friday. I think Garnacho, if he's out of the squad and doesn't travel, then I would look at that and go, okay, maybe something's happening. But if I see Garnacho in training tomorrow and he's on that plane to Romania on Wednesday evening, then I don't think Garnacho is leaving Manchester United. That's just where I'm at. I don't think the timescale fits, and he will be with us until the end of the season. And what happens in the summer, happens in the summer. But what we will see is, hopefully, an improved Garnacho under Ruben Amorim from now until the end of the season, after the little tiny steps that he's made over the last few weeks and improvements that he's made at United. Look, either way, I don't think anybody at United are overly concerned with this Garnacho situation now. If he stays, nobody is going to be bothered about that. Deal with the bigger issues. Garnacho aside, look, he's a player that's contributing right now, and that is key in all of this. I said all along, look, if Ruben wants him gone, then he goes. But he's using him, and Garnacho right now is key for United because we need legs and we need different options up front. So, and we've, like we said, like the bigger issues, your Rashfords, your Casemiros, getting a couple of players in, getting Dorgu signed, sealed and delivered. That's where your priority should be right now. Look, if someone comes in and offers stupid money for Garnacho, we're interested. But if not, forget it. Concentrate on everything else. I'm sure there will be contingencies in place. Worst case scenario, and by worst case scenario, I mean if Garnacho's bid comes in and United accept it because it is so lucrative, I think there'll be players out there that we will be looking at. I think there'll be players out there that United will have tabs on, and we can move quickly on. There has to be, seeing as though they've made everyone available for sale. They do need to have something in place in case it does all kick off again in the next few days. That's what I would say there. And no, stop talking about Pogba. I wish I didn't even mention him this morning, honestly. I have to ask because it's in the news, but no. Please, no. By the way, Chelsea are still saying that they're interested in Kobbie Mainoo as well. Highly unlikely, Chelsea. Highly unlikely that is going to materialise. I don't think Kobbie's playing well right now, but I still feel like there is something there that can happen with Kobbie Mainoo from now until the end of his contract. He is only going to get better under Ruben Amorim, I think. So no concern with Kobbie Mainoo whatsoever. No issue with Garnacho whatsoever. Let's hope that these players can now get to grips with what Ruben wants from them. And we had a few players in. Even better. Well, I'm really excited to see the potential players and the younger players be given a chance. Honestly, we could find a gem again in this last part of this season right now. And just put a poll up right now. Honestly, Kobbie Mainoo, when he comes off the bench and he goes into that 10 role, you've seen the link up with Amad Diallo. There's a poll there, Kobbie Mainoo at 10. Yes or no? Get into the poll right now. Talk to me about all of the subjects that we've spoken about on this video this lunchtime when the live finishes as well, please, everybody. Because there's some really interesting ones. Should we sell Casemiro? Can Kobbie play at 10? Can Garnacho turn into a Ruben Amorim player? All of these questions. Get into the comments section as well. I'm going to get into the live chat now anyway. We should not be selling Garnacho, Adam. Napoli can't afford him, and Chelsea are just screwing the cat. No, we can sell Garnacho if the right price comes in. That's what I'm saying. But as it stands, like I said, Charles, we're not selling him because it's getting too late and no one's come up with the money. Simple. We use him. He stays, and the summer's another transfer window. Let's see what happens then. But honestly, right now, I said it then a minute ago, I see Kobbie Mainoo, I see Garnacho, I see them in pre-season in the summer. As it stands, no one's really convinced me that they really want Garnacho. We've talked all of the possibilities, permutations, and the situations that could develop with it, and none of them have come to fruition. And we're now 6 days away from the window shutting. So do one. Get your money out, get into your back pocket, whatever, get your wallet out, find that extra bit of cash down the back of the couch, whatever, Napoli or Chelsea, because if you don't, then Garner's going to be staying at United. Simples. Don't know why I did it that way then, but I just felt like just being authoritative and just going, do one. Stop taking United for a while, thinking we're an easy touch. That's what I mean. Kobe should take Eriksen's place, says Koa. Pogba wouldn't be match fit for months unless he's secretly playing, practicing now somewhere. He can't officially play till March, probably June till he's fit. He should just go to Saudi. Agreed. I said that this morning, that he's got to find match fitness somehow. He's got to try and get that match sharpness. If he comes in March, you're literally, 3 months away? 3 months of the season left? It's going to take him, how long? A month? So you're not going to see a fully fit Pogba, maybe. I don't think. If he plays every single game and he comes in or features in every single game, you could maybe say he could be fit for April. That's it. But no. I would go nowhere near it. Ineos wet dream to sell Garnacho on the last day of the transfer window, and they say too late to buy a replacement. I don't think that one's going to float, mate, honestly. Jonathan, if that came about, watch this fan base do its nut. It really would. Dorgu is becoming too expensive for me. He is a 20 million player at best. Why do we always pay United tax, Adam? Because we're Manchester United. And Dorgu probably is worth more, mate. Because Napoli are willing to pay more than what Manchester United are in the summer. So he clearly is worth more. And that's the team that has played in the same division as him that want him. So I think he is worth more. And let's be honest, when you look at the whole situation, and we said it this morning, we've got Dorgu in. We may be paying 30 million for him. If we can sell Malacia in the summer for 10 million, there's 10 million of that payment gone. It brings it down a little bit. We've got Diego Leon coming in cheap as well. I don't think the price for Dorgu is going to be an issue in the future. I think it is now, and because it's hot topic and we're talking about how much United have spent in the past, we're talking about it and looking into it and scrutinising it a little bit more than what we should. I think it's a good deal. United have got their price. And let's be honest, it's only going to be 30 million with bonuses. So we're in at about 28 million in terms of a fee right now, which for Monday football isn't that bad. You can surely argue the point about his unproven and inexperience in the Premier League. I get it, but you do have to trust in the recruitment side of things. Are we going to get 40 likes before we finish? That will take us to 500 live likes. Get onto it, everybody. Make sure you have subscribed as well. We're on the way to 75k. That's our next target. Closing in very quickly on 73 right now. We are moving fast. We've had an epic month in January, and a massive thank you to you all again. Paying 12 million for Mazraoui, then 40 million for Dorgu is crazy. Situations are different, no, Stu, and that's what United are dealing with right now. Again, summer, Bayern Munich had their targets they needed to sell. January, nobody's selling. If you want a player in because you made a mistake in keeping a manager in the summer and you want to back Ruben Amorim in January, you're going to have to pay more, and that is the situation we're actually in. But you're right. It is crazy when you look at all of the sums. It's like when people were saying, oh, Anthony's 80 million, so Garnacho clearly must be 100 million. Well, I don't think that Garnacho's worth 10 of Mazraoui's either. So whichever way you look at the situation, you can argue your own point, but it's pointless at the end of the day. Knowing United will sell Garnacho on deadline day and sign a replacement, but to pay double what they should, have a worrying feeling they will do a deal with Chelsea for Nkunku or Felix. Nkunku or Felix, any player from Chelsea has to be a loan. It's as simple as that. You don't buy anyone from Chelsea. We've learnt our lesson. You don't spend any money on Chelsea players because they're leaving there for a reason. And that's because they can't fit them in, or they've got an injury issue, or they are not good enough quality-wise for Chelsea. You take them on loan because they might be able to give you something this season. We've seen quality in Nkunku. We've seen quality in João Felix. He is a great player on his day. But for some reason, he is not. For some reason, he's not doing it. And it's up to the recruitment side, Ruben Amorim, to say, look, I can get something out of this player. He fits. I know how he plays. And he will give us something different than what we've got. The problem we've got right now is our forward line is so poor that anybody's looking better. And that's a trap we cannot fall into. If it's a loan and a better player, then fair enough. But our top targets for our front players should be the ones that we're looking at in the summer. Only bringing in a loan. And then Ciso going to Ipswich, with United going in with that bid at the last minute, shows you that we are looking for loans in January. And we're not going to get stuck with a horrendous buy in this window. I think that's something that Ineos are looking at. And I could hear Ruben Amorim talking. Ineos talking through Ruben Amorim in that last press conference when he said, we have to be very careful. We've made mistakes before. You can clearly see that's been the conversation going around Ruben Amorim, between him and Ineos and what's been going on there. And it's something that I think is ringing in all of Manchester United staff's ears right now. We're not going to waste money again. We're not going to make mistakes again. We cannot allow what has happened before to come into Manchester United's recruitment side of things ever again. But we're all worrying that it still might do, though. Felix would fit under Amorim. Yes, please, on loan. We need Cunha. He is perfect for our system. I don't think we've got 70 million, though, mate. Mason Mount is our worst ever transfer. That's saying something. We are clearly going for Dorgu if Garnacho stays or goes. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We've said this all along. Garnacho can stay and we're still going to buy Dorgu. We said this last week. The Athletic, from what I spoke to, I spoke to Laurie Whitwell at Carrington when I was there last week. He said, according to them and what they know at the Athletic, is that Dorgu can happen even with selling nobody at the football club. PSR doesn't restrict United from buying Dorgu. Dorgu will happen. It's not down to Garnacho. It's as simple as that. The bid is in, and Romano's pretty said that this is actually happening. So let's just take it from there. But yes. By the way, everybody, that is the end of the show. I have got more content coming out in between the live this evening as well. I've got a special video coming out, which I'm just working on now, which will be out hopefully in a couple of hours or something like that, mid-afternoon. So stay tuned for that one as well. Make sure you've hit your subscribe button and bell notification button. Make sure you've given this video a like. Thank you so much. We've hit over 500 likes again for the second show in a row. Epic, everybody. I love you all. You're fantastic. The best community out there. Thank you, mods. Thank you, members. Everyone in the chat. You've kept it immensely respectful again. And I appreciate you all. I really do. You are amazing. And I will see you all later on. Stay tuned. Other content is on its way.